Manchester City just got a narrow win over Bournemouth. People can say they scammed. I think they scammed their way through the win today. I don't think they were good enough. And I think Bournemouth were the better side. I think for Enzo Maresca, I feel sorry for him. I feel really, really bad for Enzo Maresca. Coming in, replacing one of the best managers there ever is. In Pep Guardiola, it was always going to be a difficult task. But this has probably been more difficult than he ever expected. A very sloppy performance by them today. And they had 2 moments of magic, which ultimately wins you game to rescue their performance today. But as I said, Enzo Maresca, the attack wasn't functioning today. They looked very sloppy in defence and very, very poor and lacklustre in midfield. There was not that one player. I think Cherki, when he came on, was good. But there wasn't that one player that took the game and was really important for Manchester City today. And again, for Maresca, I do feel bad because there's a lot of work to be done with this City team. You can see, in the Community Shield game, they look lost. Today, they look lost and they look out of place, to be honest with you. But there is still a long way to go in the season. It is still only one game. But from a Manchester City point of view, how are Manchester City fans feeling? Let me know how you're feeling in the comments. But yeah, it was a very poor performance today. I don't think any City fan will probably be happy with that, to be honest with you. It was a performance which lacked quality. It was a performance that lacked intensity. And when you're looking at how good City have been over recent years, it was always going to be very difficult for them. They had a lot of the ball, but they were passing it. It was going side to side. It was going back. They weren't able to get that, ball through the lines. And I think they do really have a serious midfield problem. Today it was Anderson and Mark Gahey, which tells you everything you need to know. Like, they need to bring in a Buadi. They need to bring in someone of quality in that midfield. They've lost a lot of experience in that team, with Rodri, Bernardo Silva. They're 2 players that held it down for Manchester City last season, and Anderson's very early into his City's journey, and again, Gahey's just not a midfielder, so they need to go out in the remaining days of the window, and I think they're going to close a deal for Buadi. I think he'd be a very good player for them, but they need to go out and sign some midfielders. It's absolutely key for them to do so. Anderson alone is not going to be enough, and again, they need a couple more midfielders in there. They're going to be playing in the Champions League. They're going to need some quality in there to help Enzo Maresca. But yeah, the midfield, huge problems today for Manchester City. But yeah, you can look at some of the stats. I mean, they had more 2.36 XG, 6 shots on target. I mean, they did create chances. I think particularly in that second half, it was much better for them. But I think that comes down from Bournemouth not taking the game for them. I mean, from a Bournemouth point of view, they were absolutely fantastic. They seem very, very confident, very calm, very composed under Marco Rosa, and I think he is a really good manager, someone that gets the Premier League already, and you can see the way in which he has this Bournemouth team setting up. They're fearless from playing out from the back. They're very confident in doing that. And in that first half, they were cooking Manchester City, the way they were moving the ball. They could have very easily had 2 or 3 goals, and the goal that they scored is very poor defending from Man City. They get in each other's way. I think it was Kusanov and Ruben Diaz. And then this great bit of play from Evan Nelson, who puts the cross in, and his poor defending from Rico Lewis. I mean, Rico Lewis had a game to forget. Hasn't played a lot of football under Pep Guardiola last season, and he started this game today, and it was a tough game for him. It probably wouldn't have started if Mateus Nunes was fully fit, but yeah, it was a game to forget to Rico Lewis. I think it was a sloppy performance for him. But as I said, that first half was all Bournemouth really. They dominated. If you look at the first half stats from Bournemouth, they still didn't dominate possession, but you look at 3 shots on target in the game, they were getting forward, they looked more dangerous, and then Manchester City turned it up in the second half. I think the substitution of Ryan Cherki was absolutely fantastic, and Ryan Cherki is going to be a really important player for them. That pass that he made to Gvardiol today was just world class, and he's very good at controlling the ball, but his passing ability is really, really good. I think he's going to be someone that, in that number 10 position, drifting out wide, drifting out to the left, drifting out to the right, is going to be really important for Enzo Maresca. I think he's a more important player than Foden. I think in those central areas, he's a creative genius, to be honest with you. And you can only look at what he did last season at City and look at what he did this season. I think he is a fantastic player and someone that's going to be really important in the system. I think he's, again, a great football player. And again, you're looking at someone that will come up with a moment of magic. I think it will be Ryan Cherki, to be honest with you. I think he's an amazing player. But again, let's talk Bournemouth. All credit has to go to Bournemouth. I think the way, as I said, they played, Alex Scott was good, Tavernier was good. They've not recruited that many players from what I've seen. Obviously, I think Antonio Silva is the only real player, and there's a few others in there, new players that I saw today. But again, under Marco Rose, it's going to be difficult for them playing in Europe. As good as it was today, it's going to be very difficult going in for the next few games. But as I said, Manchester City, I don't know how they're feeling after this game. I know they got a win, but was it really how you want to be playing after, 2 games? There wasn't that much, chances created for Haaland. I'd say he had a few half chances. They were struggling to get the ball forward. I think Semenyo was very easily the most dangerous player. But again, I think if they can sort out their midfield, I think defensively they're decent. I mean, again, it was Anderson, Gahey and Nico Riley is in midfield three when you've gone from Rodri, Bernardo Silva and say Cherki last season. Like that midfield, I think for me does need a lot of work, and they need to bring in some players. But yeah, I mean, let me know how you're feeling in the comments, Manchester City fans. I think this was a pretty good game. I think one of the best. Obviously, I didn't watch the Aston Villa game, but they got smoked 4-0, so I'll have to watch the highlights for that one. But yeah, very good performance from Bournemouth. I think for me they deserve to win, and I actually think City scammed a win. It was only the last 5-10 minutes where their goals come from. 84 and 91st minute, like the last 10 minutes, and where they really went for it, and that's a credit to them. Bournemouth in the second half just wanted to defend, sit back, and that was their game plan. And ultimately, whenever you do that, you kind of set yourself up for failure, because naturally you just drop 10-15 yards back and you just invite pressure onto you, and that's something that did happen with Bournemouth. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget, leave a like, comment, subscribe. That's been another match reaction. Catch me here after the Liverpool and Newcastle game. We'll be doing another match reaction. And yeah, thank you for watching.